Hi guys, I'm Nicole and I make videos about my gastric bypass surgery journey. So I had gastric bypass surgery about a year and a half ago, almost a year and a half ago. And I just like to make these videos to hopefully help out people who are either thinking about having surgery or who have had surgery and, maybe want a buddy on the journey with them. So some stats: I had the surgery in October of 2022 and I am down about 110 pounds. There have been some bumps along the way, but overall I'm very happy I had the surgery. So everybody's surgery journey is different, but one thing I think we all have in common is that as we start to lose weight, we have to think about getting new clothes. And clothes can be very expensive. I've done some things right, some things very wrong. When it comes to changing up my wardrobe to fit my current size. So I thought I would just give you some suggestions on what you can do to more inexpensively and more efficiently change up your wardrobe when you need to as you're dropping sizes. So as the weight comes off, it comes off really fast. So before surgery, I wore an XL, double XL, usually an XL up top, double XL on the bottom. In numerical sizes, I was wearing about a size 16, 18. There was one pair of pants that was a size 20. So as I started losing the weight very quickly, I went to a solid XL, both top and bottom. And then it seems like overnight I was into a large. And then, I progressed down to a medium. In fact, I bought pretty much an entire new wardrobe that was all size medium because I thought that was my ending point. And I was through size medium in, I swear, the blink of an eye. And then I was down to a size small. Couldn't believe it. Again, spent a lot of money to get everything in a size small. And a lot of that still fits. But, and others, I sized out of those very quickly and went down to an extra small. So my current wardrobe is a mixture of small, extra small. I still can't believe that, but that's where we are. I will say that I have a tendency to hoard things. I'm a bit of a hoarder, and I have to be very careful and very intentional to not hoard things. But one thing I am glad I hoarded was old clothes. So as I was dropping sizes, I had bins full of size large and medium clothes from my earlier days. Like a decade or so or more ago. So I was able to pull that out and put on some fun clothes that I haven't worn in a very long time as I got smaller. I will say that there were a few things that were quite out of fashion. I don't think of myself as being like this fashionable person, but like they were obviously not in fashion anymore. Like there were a few shirts that were very obviously early 2000s. Anyway. Okay, so some tips and some places where I got clothes. I went thrifting. So a lot of people don't, there's a bit of a stigma around thrifting. And I'll tell you a story. So in this office that I worked in, they were having some problems with some people dressing a little too casually. And in the dress code, like guys had to wear shirts that had collars. And one of the guys, when we had a staff meeting and they, mentioned guys have to be wearing collared shirts, one of the guys, said, this is, I don't have the money to go buy all new clothes. And I said, oh, you should go to the thrift store. They have lots of, almost brand new stuff there for really cheap. And he got so offended. He wouldn't talk to me. He unfriended me on Facebook because he felt like I was calling him poor. That's not my intention, although he did say he didn't have the money to buy all new clothes. I will say that thrift stores serve a very valuable purpose, not just in providing clothing to people who don't have money. Let me just say, if you go look at the mission statement for most thrift stores, the mission statement is to sell items, to make money, to go towards these other causes, whether it's to fund Big Brothers Big Sisters programs or to employ people in their stores and give them employment opportunities, or to raise money for humanitarian aid. The mission for most thrift stores is not to provide cheap clothing to people of lower income status. So I know that's a big misconception that people think that that's what thrift stores are for, so that people with limited means can buy cheaper clothes. But that's not the mission of thrift stores. It's for everybody to go in to provide, so that these organizations can then fund their ultimate goals. So, and thrift stores provide a very valuable environmental service as well. We throw away way too much stuff. We are very wasteful as a species. And it's very important for environmental sustainability that we are reusing things when we can. And so thrift stores fill a very valuable niche. Thrift stores also, I have found brands of clothing that I didn't know existed until I saw them, and picked them up on a whim in a thrift store and found that I love that brand. So, yeah, I really like thrift stores. And nowadays there are 2 different ways you can shop at thrift stores. You can go in person, you can go to your Goodwill, or if you live in an area like we have, the Deseret Industries here locally. We have Savers. I know Value Village is one that's other places. There are other more bougie type of thrift stores, if you will, like Uptown Cheapskate is one here, or Plato's Closet. Those 2, if you're familiar with them, I really like because they actually sell clothing that they have bought from customers. So you can sell your clothes once you size out of them, but also they tend to have more popular brands or more good quality stuff because they are choosy in what they buy and what they put on their shelves. But then nowadays you can also thrift online. I mean, you can go to eBay, you can go to Poshmark, Mercari, ThredUp. I got this shirt. This is an Everlane 100% silk shirt. I got it for $7 on ThredUp. I really like it. I maybe have not taken the best care of it. It's a little faded because I just wash it with my normal wash. I don't treat it like silk. But hey, it was only $7, so I don't feel bad doing that. You can look on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of times people will throw up here's a bag full of size XL women's clothes, $20. I've seen that a lot. So I used to own an online resale business, so I went thrifting all the time. I am very, very at home in thrift stores, and I just wish more people would give them a chance. I know, people are like, oh, but I'll get bed bugs. That's pretty rare. It is a concern, so maybe, when you buy clothes, you should always, the first thing you do when you bring them home is wash them and dry them. And, high heat kills bed bugs if you're that concerned about that, but I don't know. I've never had a problem. Knock on wood. Some of my favorite clothes I bought at thrift stores, I bought this Marmot jacket. I got it for, I think, 10 or 12 bucks, and it looked brand new. It didn't have tags, but it looked really new. I also got this Mountain Hardwear fleece that I wear almost every time I go hiking. It's very comfortable. I love the color. I think it looks great in photos, and it's just one of my favorite things. I got this cashmere lobster sweater. I never would have bought this for full price. I mean, it's just, but it's so weirdly cute. I just love it. So I think I got it for $3 at the thrift store. It's 100% cashmere. I love it. And then this is my favorite cardigan in the world. It was brand new with tags. I got it at Uptown Cheapskate, which is, kind of a bougier thrift store. It was brand new with tags. It's from Anthropologie. It was $198 on the tag. I got it for $40. I absolutely love it. Other options, consignment shops can be a good option, especially if you're one who likes to wear name brand or high value clothing. Going into consignment shops can help you find those clothes for a little cheaper than, having to buy them new. Another option for getting clothes, ask friends and family who are maybe in that new size, that size that you've now sized down to, if they're getting rid of anything. Ask for hand-me-downs. Hand-me-downs are the best. They're usually free. And you usually, if you're going to ask somebody, you've probably seen what they wear and if it would be something you would want to wear yourself. So as an example, once I started getting smaller, I was like, oh, maybe I can finally wear shorts. That first summer after my gastric bypass surgery, I was like, I haven't worn shorts in like 15 years. Maybe I can finally wear shorts, but I don't own any shorts. I don't know if I want to buy shorts because I don't think I'm going to be this size next summer. So I asked my sister, and she was getting rid of shorts, and so it worked perfectly. I have never done this personally, but I've heard about them and I would love to do them. But clothing swap parties. So you get a bunch of your friends together and everybody brings, like an appetizer and some wine and bags of clothes that they no longer want or need. And then everybody just goes through them and takes what they want. I think that would be lots of fun. Another tip, sale aggregators. So these are websites that scour the internet for different sales. So my favorite one is slickdeals.net. They have an app as well as you can go to the webpage. And they have like a top hits page, or I don't know, top deals page. But then they also have, you can go to other pages and see specific clothing deals or whatnot. I have found some really good stuff on there just yesterday, and this isn't really clothing sizing, but yeah. So I've been waiting to get some Teva sandals for trip I'm gonna go on soon, and they've been like $70-$80. Well, they were on sale for $49.99, and so I snagged a pair, and I'm very happy about that. But anyway, yeah, so I've found like Patagonia sales on slickdeals.net. I found some good Athleta deals. I really like slickdeals.net. Okay, another tip is to go to your favorite store's clearance section on their website, like all the time. So before I go to bed, I have a routine, and I shouldn't do this because I do not need to be buying any more clothes. Now I have way too many clothes. I have an abundance. But every night I go to Patagonia and I look at their clearance section. I have found, so I needed a rain jacket for a trip coming up. The one I wanted was like $180, like in the color I wanted. And they would have colors that would have, occasionally go on sale, but they were never the colors I wanted. But I kept checking every night, and one night, the one color I wanted, they had one left in my size. It went down to $120. Just out of nowhere, and so I snagged it, and I'm very happy about that. But sometimes I've gone on to Gap and just come across amazing sales in their clearance section, or Old Navy, just like gotten clothes for a few bucks each. It's so, and then I go on the next day because I'm like, oh, maybe I should get more, and then that sale, like they're not on clearance anymore, and I'm like, what happened? So I stock the clearance sections of my favorite stores. Now you can also stock clearance sections of physical stores. So I know the stores like Kohl's always have huge clearance racks going with huge discounts on stuff. Sometimes you can get really lucky and find some really great stuff. When I do come across, or when I was sizing down, when I would come across these caches of amazing deals, I would buy a few items in the next size down. I kind of caution against that because you don't know. I mean, it's not granted that you're going to go down of another size, but also you don't know when that's going to happen. So when I went from extra large to large, that was about, January, and I bought a bunch of sweaters, and I found a good deal on sweaters on Gap, and I was like, ooh, I'll get some in medium too. But by the time I got to medium, I think it was like March, and so I got to wear the sweaters maybe once, twice, but I had a whole bunch of medium sweaters that then it was just too warm to wear them. So just, pay attention and make smart choices. But you can stock up if you do come across a really good sale, if you know that your weight's continuing to trend down and seasonally it's going to be appropriate. My other tips, Walmart and Target. I know some people, it depends on where you like to buy your clothes from. I was pleasantly surprised when I was looking at the Walmart clothing section not very long ago. I don't typically buy my clothes from Walmart, but they had a sweater that was identical to one that I had seen at Madewell. I'm sure it wasn't made as well, but it was like $15 compared to $90, right? But they had some cute basics. If you know you're quickly sizing down and just need to get clothes, I think that Walmart would be a good place to get those, as well as Target. Target has some really cute clothes as well. One thing that just came to my mind as I said focus on basics, or I said something about basics, is the concept of a capsule wardrobe. So a capsule wardrobe is every article of clothing is purchased with the thought in mind that it will go with everything else in your closet. So it's mainly like buying neutrals, right? So like every shirt would go with every pair of pants and every cardigan that you could put over the top, so that you can mix and match everything in your closet and make a higher number of coordinating outfits, and not buying, you know, oh, this shirt would go great with this specific pair of pants and this specific pair of shoes. Like, it's just so your whole closet goes and meshes well with one another. So that can be a good thing, especially when you're going through sizes so quick and needing to buy so many new clothing. If you're focusing on more of these neutral colors, then you're really increasing your possibilities for your outfit options, and not having to, oh, now I've sized out of this shirt, you know, so now I'm going to have to, since it only went with this pair of pants, now I have to replace these pair of pants. You get what I'm saying. So one general piece of advice that I have for you is that I would not focus on building an entire wardrobe until you've been at a stable weight for at least 6 months. I will say that when I first went from a medium to a small, and again rebought an entire wardrobe in size small, and then lost more weight and went down to an extra small, I was like, I'm an extra small now. And I did go out and went crazy and bought a whole bunch of extra small clothes like the second I hit size extra small. And I kind of bounce between these 5 to 7 pounds now. And a lot of those extra smalls just have never worked for me. So at the time I bought them, they fit. But just because I just kind of bounce between these 5 and 7 pounds, they don't fit every day. So yeah, now that I've been pretty stable in my weight, again, stable with that bouncing between the 5 to 7 pounds, I have a mixture of extra small and small clothes to kind of round out my wardrobe. But yeah, so I would give yourself, you know, make sure you're at a solid 6 months, I would say, to really know what your size is before you really commit to building an entire wardrobe. So I hope that some of these tips were helpful for you in your journey. Please like and subscribe. Go back and watch some of my other videos if you haven't already. Let me know if you have any suggestions for videos that you would like me to make. Let me know that in the comments section. That would be helpful to me, so I know, you know, what you guys are really wanting to see from this channel. But until next time, thank you, and I look forward to catching you in the next video. Bye.